Yo, fish, time to do another tailing mission. I'm alright, thanks. I think at this point it's fair game to come to the conclusion that Assassin's Creed really does need to revise its mission structure. As it stands, this is what Assassin's Creed missions consist of as of the latest game. It's almost like the guy who comes up with these ideas about the mission structure and stuff is either both bored and drunk.
Yeah, just what the work on Assassin's Creed? Yeah, just put in another tailing mission. Oh god,
Fishy, you landed hard there. Are you okay?
buzzing lad.
So, what can they do to improve the mission structure? Well, first of all, the first thing that really comes to mind is that tailing missions really take up a lot of time, and tailing missions are present all the way through Assassin's Creed 4 and since they've had quite a lot of tailing missions, and they either need to completely go because we've had a fuck enough, or they need to be chopped down seriously so that they're not taking up 60% of the game and are instead only taking up, I don't know, maybe 10% of the main story missions, if not less. Luckily, thanks to the introduction of black box missions, I don't have to complain too much about assassinations, as they are unique in their own way. But besides from the obvious tailing missions, there's one thing that really needs to go, and that is optional objectives. Now, optional objectives basically mean you get better synchronization if you do things in a certain way. Now, I can understand why they'd go for that, but at the same time, it just makes it harder to get 100% of the game and play it how you would normally play it and be forced to play it in a certain way. So that means that the optional objectives hold your hand even more, giving you little hints basically and things to get more synchronization, which, although okay, otherwise you can't fully complete the game, and that can be a bit of a bother for some people, me included. Overall, the optional objectives don't need to be there. Like, they don't need to be there because it sort of makes you feel as if you have to play something a certain way, which may or may not be out of your style, which is something that you definitely do not want in your experience. But whether or not they are or aren't there, it really won't matter because people don't seem too fussed about them as it is, but they do seem a little bit forceful, what with them dangling on your screen at all times telling you have to do things a certain way, which I most certainly don't like. I think the mission structure in Assassin's Creed does feel kind of repetitive. You tail people, you find out information, you interrogate people, you get your information, you kill somebody, and it always seems to repeat that cycle. I mean, you can't break the cycle to a certain extent, but to a certain extent you can make some unique things happen, and that's what they need to do. Because as it stands, the mission structure is kind of repetitive, and it just feels old, like it needs to change. Because what flew in 2009 isn't gonna fly nearly a decade down the line and several games later. So this certain mission structure worked for this game, fine. Move on to the next type of mission structure to get that keep on going. Now, they can follow a similar pattern, but it just feels as if it's too repetitive, and God forbid, I did feel that even in the Ezio trilogy at certain points, but then again in all the games it worked there. It worked sort of in 3, and in 4 it was just 60% tailing missions, which, you know, I don't want to... why? So the people allegedly working on Empire are very fond of tailing missions. I quit. Put the gun down. I will finish the video. Then I will resign in a civilized manner. Okay, I won't resign. So yeah, like I was saying, the mission structure in Assassin's Creed is beginning to get repetitive again, so it really needs to change up and it needs to have a new different style, sort of like how RPGs sort of handle it with like unique missions and stuff. So the missions need to be more unique, or at least more vast in how they're executed under a certain bracket. So if it's a tailing mission, maybe have another tailing mission somewhere else, but have completely different, so it feels sort of different and feels like you're getting something else from it besides from the same sort of experience with each different mission, which is what Assassin's Creed's been struggling with as of late. And this really does affect the quality and replay value of the game just as much as the story does, so it really needs to be considered revised and refreshed. Otherwise, Assassin's Creed's going to lose its replay value, and that's something that really makes me worried. This is the face of worry. Please subscribe. Do it. Also, it's worth mentioning that a lot of the missions are tedious and therefore filler. Like, there's a lot of things that don't actually contribute to the rest of the story, but feel as filler missions. They don't really feel relevant, and they're also quite tedious, and they need to go completely. There's not much else that I need to say about that, just get rid of them. Mission structure needs to be revised completely. It needs to be changed in every single way to get that fresh feeling. Well, not every single way, that's an exaggeration. It needs to be changed in most physical senses. It needs to maybe have the same sort of missions in there from time to time, but make them feel different. They need to really work on this. It's a really massive problem with Assassin's Creed at the moment, but they can definitely pull themselves out of it. They just need to scrap optional objectives, reduce tailing missions by a good 90%. They need to get rid of these tedious missions that don't need to exist. The filler missions they need to get rid of, because a lot of the games are filler as well. And other than that, yeah, that's basically all that needs to be talked about in a quick video actually. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll see you all in the next one. So yeah, so then.